You know what? I need a freaking swig of this.
Yes.
Rosé.
I support that.
Thank you. Thanks for supporting my addiction.
Yeah, is that called enabling? I'm sorry.
Whoo! Welcome to Astro Candy. Hello. This is episode
Hello.
19, one shy from 20.
Oh my gosh.
How cool is that? Like,
we're growing
20
up.
episodes in the books. Yeah. We're past our teens.
We're past
that
our
awkward
teens.
stage of life.
That awkward phase.
We had our puberty moment. No more acne. Our braces have come off.
Feeling good. Yes.
We're feeling
Raven,
good.
I love this illustration.
We're running stairs. So, thanks for hanging out with us all this time. We've gotten so many messages from you that just like makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside,
Yeah.
which, as you know, is
Same.
rare for someone like me
Aquarian.
who's an Aquarius. But yeah, thank you so much for, every message that you send. And even if you don't send us a message, we see that you're listening. We
Yeah.
check the numbers and y'all are just really supporting us. And we love that. So thank you.
Yeah, it means a lot. It's like, that's the reason that we even do this. And then we get the engagement from you guys. We hear from you. We know what you like, what you don't, whatever is going on. It makes us feel like we're like, okay, we're connecting.
I know. It makes you feel worth it.
We're connected to
'Cause I
our
think-
Astro fam.
Yeah.
good.
Brittany and I both did this podcast because, well, one, we just noticed that we love to talk about this kind of stuff. But two, we want to help other people realize just maybe something that they haven't thought about, expand your way of thinking, etc. So we appreciate you. And if you feel like it, we would love it if you'd rate us, review, subscribe, and tell a friend. If this is something that you enjoy and you think a friend would,
Yeah.
let them know.
Bring an Astro friend.
So today we're talking all about, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, 5 fast ways to raise your vibrational frequency.
I like that. 5 fast ways.
So this is important because when it comes to manifestation, it's so pertinent that you are on the same vibrating frequency as what it is you want. And so, or maybe you don't even want to manifest. Maybe you just want to feel better, be in a better mood, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll help you get there. So we'll talk about that. But first, check in. What's the vibe like, Brittany? How's your week been?
The vibe has been great.
Good.
Wedding planning vibes. So
Ooh, hectic
take
vibes.
that for what you will. Exactly. You pinpointed it. Hectic vibes. So good though. Everything's like finally come together. Amazing. I thought like eloping. I was telling this new god here. Like I thought eloping would be super easy, and
Just,
it's
yeah,
way
in and out.
easier. But everything, there's just like so much to do.
Well, I think
So,
you guys are like, also, most people, when they think of elopement, they think of like Vegas, Chapel.
Yeah, this is not a
Britney Spears. You guys are
Maybe
really doing
next-
it right. Like you have a photographer, you have a
Yeah.
wedding dress. Like I thought people really just like went to the courthouse and that was it.
Yeah, I
So
feel
you're kind
like
of going above and beyond.
And I was like, I was gonna say, we're going above and beyond, right? I know. And I was just like, maybe next time, because like he and I are also gonna have like a party, and like in late 2021, it's gonna be like the wedding that doesn't stop. You know, those people that have birthdays
yeah.
for like a month.
Yes.
That's kind of like what we're doing. So like, yeah, maybe we'll do another one in Vegas. Like, who knows? It's
Oh my
just,
gosh.
I'm kidding. But
No, don't. That's my dream life.
maybe you'll be invited. You'll be a bridesmaid. You'll have to wear like a Britney Spears backup dancer outfit.
I could
If we're going
maybe
with that
pull
theme.
that off. I need you though. I really do need you to throw some type of like soiree because.
Oh no, I'm doing something.
Okay, good.
I don't want to like. Well, I'll tell you guys all at the same time.
Okay.
Inside scoop. I want to do like, I don't know if you think this is gonna be boring. Like a tea, like a high tea at like the French room.
Oh,
For
yeah.
like the ladies that would be my bridesmaids or like special in the wedding.
So the
which
French
obviously
room
you're at
is
the top of the list.
a room at which Dallas hotel?
It's
The Adolphus?
The Adolphus, yes. Or
Is
wait,
it?
I think the mansion
I don't
also
know.
does one too.
Well,
We're gonna do something fancy, basically.
we're in Dallas, and so that's
celebrate.
what she's talking
We're
about.
gonna have a tea. We're gonna do something fancy.
Tea time.
That's the thought.
Well, I'll be
Pinkies up.
there. I never really even need a reason to have a good time, so
Or a good tea.
or a good tea.
Nerd alert. Okay.
See what you did there?
Yep. So what about you? How's your vibe?
The vibe is good. I want to speak on this whole Aquarius energy shift going into Age of Aquarian.
wanna
And like,
hear.
I just feel like things are sort of like tying themselves up in a neat little bow
Really?
after this past year. For me personally, I'm not speaking on everything that's been going down with the world, which
Right,
is
right.
still a shit show.
Yes.
But for me personally, and I think I've said this in episodes past, I've experienced an
Existential crisis. Yes.
And an exponential growth amount of growth.
It's usually one or the other for her. Okay.
Well, this year it's been both. But yeah, that was in the last episode. But I will say that I think things are finally coming full circle. I've sort of seen things shake out in a way where I'm like, okay, I see why this happened the way it did. I have peace about it.
Yeah.
And I can't ask for more, honestly. I think
great.
we all do things in good faith that's within our integrity. You know what I mean?
For sure. Like, you do the best you can with the knowledge that you have at the time.
Exactly.
That's all you can do.
And you just do it because you're like, well, this is in my best interest. This makes me feel good and that feels bad. So I'm going to do this. And you just hope that it's the right thing. You hope it's going to work out. And I feel like so far so good.
Good.
So I'm very happy about that.
Well,
that is why the vibe is
glad.
high.
I'm glad the vibe is high. I'm glad that you feel like things are working out.
Thank you.
That's amazing. What a good way to
because
start your
sometimes, and I'm sure you guys watching, listening know, sometimes you just don't know. Like sometimes there's a big old question mark still.
Half the time you don't know. Yeah.
I know, right?
Like, yeah.
So we're going to talk about, again, quick ways to raise your vibration.
I love this topic, by the way.
It's, well,
because we can use it like every day, no matter what you're doing. You can tune into this and you can like start using these quick like tips and tricks.
Yes. And they're super simple, like each lesson 5 minutes. So we'll get to that after the spirit guide. I sort of just threw that on you.
Spirit guiding first. Okay, let me get into my vibe, guys. Woo.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm ready.
Or do you want to do this first?
No, let's spirit guide it up.
All right. This is short and sweet.
Okay.
Hey, Raven and Britt, I'm in a tough spot.
Oh.
My boyfriend and I have been dating a little under a year, and he asked me to move in. I know I should be happy he wants to take the next step, but I'm scared it won't work out like my last relationship. Do I give it more time or just go for it? Thanks, y'all. And judging by the y'all, she's
from Texas.
Lives in Tejas.
Shout out.
That's a scary thing, taking the next step in a relationship, especially if you're the one who isn't quite ready yet.
I definitely have my thoughts, but the spirit guide, we'll get to the spirit guide first. And the thoughts are Six of Cups. And this is, so I'm like, past life energy. So there is a past life connection, but that usually means there's also a deeper lesson here. So it's funny that you mentioned that this happened before and you're worried about something happening again. So that's a cycle repeating potentially. And that's kind of what this card is talking about. So I would really take a moment to think about what you learned from your past situation and why you're kind of applying that same energy to this. Like, is it really the same or is it not? Maybe it is, and there's a lesson that you're supposed to learn. Maybe it's not the same at all, and it's your fear. So you have to kind of sit with yourself and really think it through. What do you think, Raven?
I totally agree with that. And things aren't necessarily patterns, if that makes sense. I always looked for patterns in life that weren't necessarily there. So if
same.
It's like the analogy that when you're a child and you put your finger on a hot stove and you burn it, it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
But sometimes you can put your finger on a stove and it's not on. And so you don't get burned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not
you don't
necessarily
block yourself
exactly
because of past trauma.
Exactly.
So then you see things that aren't there and it just holds you back.
And it holds you back. It could be holding you back from this relationship. And that's why I think that you shouldn't look to your past relationship as an indicator of whether you should move forward in this one. I think you should just take a minute and just, look at this person who you're with, think about your entire relationship, and is this person who you want to make a home with, who you want to integrate your life, your finances with, and just totally take out of consideration the other relationship because they're probably not related. The only thing that's related is the trauma or whatever you that went on that you're now taking into this
that baggage that we can drag into the next relationship. For sure. I agree with that. And then the other thing I would think about, just as someone who has moved in with people before, it wasn't the best thing for me, but that's just because of like the way that I'm built. So I would think about it for yourself. Like, is this really what you want? If it is, then like go for it. Like, don't let your fears hold you back. Throw them aside and go all in, or else you're going to maybe self-sabotage. if it's not what you want, maybe clarify what it is that you really need from this relationship. Talk to this person and see if you can get on the same page.
Totally.
You know, you have more power than you think. Something Raven said earlier today that I loved.
There is this woman who's on TikTok. I want to say she's a therapist. I hope she is, because I've
been taking her advice.
I've been taking her advice. No, but she's written a few books, and she has this point that she makes, and I would love to discuss this just as an aside, because we're actually pretty good on time. She says that you should not, and again, this is her opinion, you should not integrate anything in a relationship, like as far as finances, as far as your living situation, like you shouldn't mesh it together until the year mark.
Oh, well, you know, I don't agree with that.
Well, yeah. So I want to hear your perspective, but also I think that you're just in a different stage of life. Like,
kind of, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I definitely, This is a real head scratcher, Raven.
Yeah, I want to know what you think.
I think in a lot of situations, like, yes, like you probably shouldn't, because that could be like considered rushing in. But I think it depends on on each person. It's like your age, what you've been through, what it is that you want, who the other person is, what's your motivation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
motivation is a really good one. Like if you're rushing in to move in because it's going to save you some money on bills,
right?
Probably not the best reason to just move in with someone.
Or because you're bouncing back from the last thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you have a hole in your heart, and that's going to cause problems. So it's like you have to really get clear about what it is that you're attracted to in this relationship. Like, what is and do you feel better? Do you feel happier? Are you truly showing up with integrity, or do you feel a little off? Because you can tell, in your gut.
Oh yeah.
And so there's no one size fits
all.
Your gut
don't lie.
Your gut don't lie. There's just no one size fits all answer. But I think across the board, for the most part, yeah, the slower the better. Yeah. I think the more commitment up front, the better. From past experiences, I would say, personally, to a younger sister or someone I care about, I would say just wait until there's maybe an engagement, and that's so old school. But honestly, I feel like it's old school because it kind of is the truth. Womp womp. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. That's just my perspective because of what I've seen.
I've never lived with any boyfriend.
I think that's great.
Yeah. I also haven't had many roommates because I just love living alone. But I think I'm at this stage in my life now where it would just be so much harder to integrate my life. I bought a house. And so now it's not really a discussion of let's just move in. It's well, what am I going to do with this house? Are you going to move into my house and pay some of my mortgage? Am I going to add you to my mortgage? I don't even know what my official legal documents are, but you know what I'm saying? Would I sell this? Would I Airbnb it? What would I do? So I think for me and where I am, I would have to wait until there was a ring or something before I could be let's totally
intermingle.
Let's intermingle. So I don't know, but
yeah, I think it's whatever really works for you, and you just have to know that you're coming from a place of authenticity. For me, I'm about to get married. We have a house in Kansas City and a studio here in Dallas, and we're just going with it until he gets he's a lawyer, until he gets his license here. We're going to go with it.
Are you guys going to get a house here?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
exciting.
We're waiting. It'll be probably a year though until he gets his license and starts practicing here, and then we're going to. So I just sent half of my things. When you got here, you were like, wow, it's so clean. Because half of my things are in Kansas City now. Yeah. And it's but we're doing what works for us because that really feels right for us. We didn't want to not be married. I don't want to move there. He doesn't want to move here till he has his license. So it's I don't know. As long as you're doing what feels good to you,
yes,
do it. But if you feel you're not getting what you want, don't do it because you'll get to a place and you'll regret it, and then it sets you back. I mean, that's what happened to me personally. That's why I'm saying that. So I wouldn't want you to do that if you were going to get yourself into a situation that you weren't comfortable with.
The very wise empress over here.
You know what? I've been through a lot, guys.
Very
an 85-year-old woman.
Stop.
I'm everyone's resident grandma.
Oh my gosh. Oh God.
I know. Whew.
Okay. Well, sorry for the aside. I thought that was an interesting topic though, because she said
talking
that and I was
about that. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never considered living with anyone anytime soon. So, well, Carter. Okay. Yeah.
I could see.
He's got his own house and I have my own house. So
Yeah.
it's really just like, it works out. And it's so close together that it doesn't, it's like we're living together.
We're all about it.
Okay, so let's raise the vibrations.
Woo!
I think, especially after the year 2020, we could all use a pick-me-up.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Just in general. But sometimes there's the days where you're feeling yourself, you're on top of the world, you're motivated, you're productive, you're just ticking off everything on your to-do list.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the days where you like struggle to get out of bed, you don't brush your hair or your teeth, you're wearing sweatpants, and maybe you just stay on the couch for 7 hours.
Maybe you do. Exactly.
I don't know.
It could happen.
The real question
We've
is
both been
how
there.
do you, too many times. The real question is how do you raise your vibration when you're in such a low vibe state? It feels so impossible to do when you're there.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like when you're deep in it, you're just like, I give up. The sweatshirt is staying on today. I'm wearing the same outfit I wore yesterday. I don't care.
And I will say sometimes it is so therapeutic just to like feel it all. Feel the down in the dumps vibe.
Yeah. I call it processing.
That's a really nice way to put it.
I'm processing right now, and I'm going to give myself the time. I think you have to, though. If you don't feel your feelings, like that's when stuff comes up and like you don't know where it's coming from.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
But I would say in this particular instance, we're talking about the days where it's just like, come on, you got to engage in life. You got to.
Like
so
when
how
you're
do
in a
you
rut?
exactly?
Yeah.
When you're a little bit stuck feeling. So we're not like trying to pull you up from the freaking depths of despair.
Sorry, my Scorpio moon went there. It always does. I can't help myself.
But think of this as like a little pick me up.
Love it.
Sort of like Astro Candy. Maybe that should be one of our pick me ups.
Pop
Step
an
one,
Astro Candy.
listen to Astro Candy. Okay, I want to break this down.
Okay.
Sort of scientifically.
I love
just
that.
so people can kind of understand like what does vibe mean, and not in like the hippie sense, like, hey man, what's your vibe?
Yeah, you're gonna like back it up with some facts.
Back it up with some facts.
Love it.
Okay, so everything in the universe is made of energy, and it's all vibrating at a different frequency. A plant, this electrical cord. Can you see that?
Yep.
This shoe.
Yep.
Brittany.
Hello.
This microphone.
Yep.
A tree, a bird, me, Raven. Get it? I hate myself.
We love it.
Even things as like physiological as our thoughts, all vibrating at a frequency.
Totally.
So the idea of someone's vibrational frequency refers to its state of being. And this can be low or high because some things vibrate at different levels.
And that can be measured, right? Isn't it in
Hertz?
Hertz. I was just saying. Okay, I was scared to say it. I was like,
No, you're right.
This thing's so dumb. Okay.
I want to say
it can be measured, you
this
guys.
could be so wrong. Should I say it if
Say
it's
it,
wrong?
say it, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to say it and y'all can
Have the
Google this.
courage.
But humans vibrate at like a hertz of like 24 something hertz. And like love, the love frequency, the frequency of
the highest,
abundance
right?
is the highest at like 180 or something.
That's awesome.
So, God, we're like vibrating so low if my
If we're
brain
not
is correct.
experiencing love. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. But you can raise your vibrations, and here's how you do it.
Here's how.
Here's my quick ways. I feel like I should slow down. Gosh, it's only 19.
That's okay. We can find other things to talk about.
That's true. Okay.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Actually, wait. Before I do that, I want to hit on like what low and high vibes feel like. So,
Oh my gosh,
high
yes.
vibrations, you feel like happier and lighter and at ease. Like Brittany said, love is the highest vibration. Well, under enlightenment, which we'll never get to until
That's like nirvana. When you're just like on a mountaintop floating.
yeah. I'll see you in the sky. And then lower vibrations are like really dark and heavy and just like,
Yeah.
they feel
And you know what?
is a
Yeah.
word.
It's we can resonate with it. Yeah, we've all felt that feeling. It's like when someone walks into a room and like, if you ever had this experience, someone walks in and like you have a conversation and just from talking to someone, like you feel better. You're like, oh my gosh, like that was, oh my gosh. And you have like a little lightness in your step, like they raise your vibe.
Yeah.
And then there's the opposite experience
God.
where someone has a lower vibration
Yes.
and they're like an energy vampire, like just kind of draining. And you like leave their presence and you're just like, oh my God, I am so exhausted. That was really stressful. I need to take a shower. I need to like, I just want to sit on the couch. Like it's very real. Like you can feel it. And so whatever we give off, other people can feel it. We can
Right.
feel it, but like It's really the energy that we bring around with us.
That's what I was going to say. It's like you have to consider, like, there have been so many times in my life where I've had those downer people who just like constantly complaining, like anger, like all the very low vibrational energies. And you have to look inside and think like, how am I attracting this? Why am I attracting this?
And sometimes it's because like there's some unresolved, you know, bad vibes that, and it's not to blame anybody. Like we all go through this. We all have this experience, but like, you're like, okay, maybe I need to sort through some of my stuff.
Yeah.
So if someone's trying to sort through their stuff and they're like, okay, I'm in a bad vibe. I'm in the sweats. I don't want to get up. I don't feel motivated. Like what can they do, Raven? Like what are some things they can just like kind of start catapulting themselves out of that bad energy?
The very first thing that you should try, and you can do like one or all of these things, but the first thing to really pick you up is to say out loud something that you're grateful for.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Gratitude is the quickest way to raise your vibration and also come into alignment with higher things.
Okay, let's do that one. I'm grateful for this podcast because this is really fun.
I'm grateful for my friendship with Brittany.
Raven.
See, it makes you feel happy.
You guys, our vibe just went up.
It did.
Don't you feel it?
Yes.
I feel a little electricity. It's like,
the fun thing about this is usually your one thing that you're grateful for spirals into so many other things. It could be as small as like, I'm grateful for this glass of wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it can be grateful for like, I have a job. I'm employed. Whatever it is, I like to take time. I always say it out loud. I think it's because, again, like this is my thing is speaking, but your words vibrate, your thoughts vibrate. Put those high vibe words, thoughts out into the universe so it can hear you and resonate back to you.
Totally.
So that's the very first thing you should do. Again, gratitude. If you take away anything from this, please know that gratitude will get you into a very high vibrational state very quickly.
And when you're in that low vibe, sometimes it's the one thing that you're like resisting the most. And that's the thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have you ever been there where you're just like,
it's usually like working out or yoga or something.
Or something like, or like for me, it's like complain. And then I'm like, okay, but if I just think about what I'm grateful for, or, you know, take action to move forward. Yeah. It's like you get out of that self-indulgent place of just like wallowing. And it's hard to do, but once you do it, it's just like a domino effect.
Well, and like you said, a domino effect, because if we're thinking about the law of attraction, like energy attracts like energy. And what Brittany means by domino is, okay, the second you are grateful for something, then you raise your vibration, then you start attracting more things you're grateful for. Then look, the sun is coming out, and look, you now have motivation to do yoga, and now you're on a totally different playing field. Whereas if you stay in that, I'm going to complain and now I'm going to get angry, and then you just get more of complaining, anger, down in the dumps. Like attracts like. So remember that in all of your thoughts, in all of your words. The next thing that you can do, or maybe just a different alternative, is going for a walk.
I love that one. Yeah.
Fresh air.
Getting in nature.
Connect with nature.
So nice.
It could be literally just like a walk around the block. Smell some roses, like literally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so good.
Just be one. This sounds so like
I love it. Go all in though, Raven. Just go all in.
Be one with the world, the nature, the universe.
Get out of your own head. Sometimes like hitting the mic. Sometimes when you're in your head, it's like you blow things up so big and it's like everything seems so overwhelming and low vibe. And then you just like get outside, walk around, you see a tree, you like start to feel this like different energy, and it just it works every time.
It does. Nature is the best way to just reconnect, ground yourself, which is grounding is a whole nother thing.
Ooh, get grounded.
Did you know that the food you eat has energy?
Yes.
Because like I said, everything in the universe has energy. Fast food is not
low vibes.
Low vibes. Processed
dense,
foods,
yucky energy.
The sugar, the fructose, corn
yep,
syrup, whatever all these things are that we know but don't actually know what they are. Low vibes. So this is going to sound weird, but the next thing is to just eat some fruit or some veggies.
Eat high vibe foods.
Eat high vibe foods.
Lots of nutrients. Your cells will thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, your body and mind are connected.
Exactly. And this will definitely cure your hanger. You know, maybe you've just been hangry, so this will help you. Yeah. And I have noticed that when I am hangry, and then like one of my indulgences is freaking Popeyes. I'll like go to Popeyes.
No, I'm thinking back to all the times you've left here and you've been like, I'm going to get Popeyes on the way. I'm like, I know. You go, girl. And
it's
now
an addiction.
I know. You're just
and every time I freaking have Popeyes, like after I'm done, I'm like, oh my God, all that sodium. Like I can taste it.
I'm like the
fried,
Mexican food. I know.
Greasy chicken. Ugh. I mean, it's good in the moment, but
like
then
every once in a while, like it's fun to just do it. But when you do it too much, because maybe you're like in a lower vibe, and that it's like your motivation again.
Exactly.
So what's your reason for doing it?
Exactly.
Are you doing it because you just like want to treat, or are you doing it because you're kind of like low energy and you just like need to pick me up and you don't want to make good food? You know?
Totally. And that's where I am all the time. I'm just like freaking lazy. Next thing, play your fave song. I'm not going to like select a song for you, but I will say one of my all-time favorite songs is Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. There's something about it.
That's such a good song.
That just
I love
puts
that
me
song.
in such a happy state of being. And that's what this is about. You want to be your happiest, most zen, at peace, at ease self. So if there's a song that does that for you, put it on.
I love that. My song, when I'm sad, I listen to it on repeat, is that K-pop song. What is it?
Dynamite?
Yes, Dynamite. Thank you.
Really? Who freaking
Didn't
knew?
see that coming, did
I did
ya?
not know we had a K-pop
I just
fan
listen on
amongst us.
repeat. And it really does work. Like, I'm like bopping along before you know it, and I forgot why I'm upset.
Well, there you go.
It works, guys.
It does work. Well, do you think I'd give you things that don't work, Brittany? Goodness gracious.
No, I don't, but I'm just like excited, you know?
The last one, and there's more, but these are just the 5 that I, you know,
These
rounded
are
up for
good
us.
things you can just use like in the moment on any given day.
Yep. And like I said, all of these are like less than 5 minutes. Practice mindfulness, which is a present awareness of all 5 senses. Ooh. What I mean by that is how many times are you mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, on your phone, social media? Like sometimes I'm sitting at my desk doing work and I zone out and I don't even realize like, oh, here I am working. So how you do this, you think like, okay, if I were doing it right now, I'd say, I think like I'm sitting here, I can feel this velvet couch in my hands. I can see my wine glass. My microphone is right in front of my nose and mouth. Brittany's to my left. The air smells like vanilla because Brittany has so many candles lit in here. Like,
love a good candle.
All of your senses. You can taste that rosé. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just bring yourself back to the present. Like because they say, and I'm going to get this wrong because I just thought of it, but I forget the actual saying is, when you live in the past, something about depression.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Living in the past, you become depressed. Living in the future, you become anxious. But when you're present, everything's all good.
I love that.
I don't know if that's the actual.
No, that is.
I should find it, but
that's really good. Yeah, because if you ruminate on the past, you're gonna get depressed. You think about loss, like what's changed, blah blah blah. The future, we have no idea, so it's gonna make you anxious, of course.
Exactly.
Because you have no control over it. You live right now, like nothing's wrong now. Like we're good. We're sitting here. We got vanilla smells.
I have 1 second to wrap this up.
I'm sorry. I was just going into it.
It's okay.
I just went into the mindful moment.
No, yes, I love that for you, but our timing does not because one of these cameras is going to cut out.
Us up.
But I just want to say
Bring us
that
home.
Modern day mantra, as you think, you vibrate. As you vibrate, you attract. That's from Abraham Hicks. And next week, Brittany's talking all about auras. Okay, later.
Bye, guys.